The legend continues. Apple is still apparently resisting Fortnite coming back to the App Store. Now, there was a big development in this whole ordeal about 2 weeks ago on April 30th. I talked about this in a video, but basically Apple was actually found in contempt of court, and this was years after the Apple Epic lawsuit has ended. Basically, in that court filing, a judge was like extremely angry with Apple. Like, they used a ton of language that they made it very clear that they did not like Apple, or at least the way they were conducting themselves regarding allowing Epic to do what they need to do now that the lawsuit is well and over with. Apparently, Apple was not really cooperating with things. A few senior people at Apple were called out, including the CEO himself. So yeah, Apple was actually found in civil contempt of court. Not criminal, but it could eventually be criminal because it was referred to another court for that. But anyway, that was a couple weeks ago. So obviously, since that happened, we all just kind of assumed that Fortnite would be coming back to the App Store. In fact, I believe Epic even said like that day or the day after that, yep, it'll be good to, bring Fortnite back to the App Store on iOS devices. So that was that. Everything's cool. You can play Fortnite with all your buddies on your phone if you really want to go that route. Well, no. Apparently, Apple has been blocking Fortnite ever since this happened a couple weeks ago. So it is still not on the Apple App Store in the US, as well as the entire European Union. So this is a post made today by the official Fortnite account. They say Apple has blocked our Fortnite submission, and they are referring to their submission to the App Store, so we cannot release to the US App Store or to the Epic Games Store for iOS in the European Union. Now, sadly, Fortnite on iOS will be offline worldwide until Apple unblocks it. And surprisingly, later today, we did actually get a response from Apple. Now, this is through a reporter, but this is somebody that it looks like has reported on Apple stuff for a very long time, and so this is Mark Gurman. So he is saying that Apple has said the following: "We asked that Epic Sweden resubmit the app update without including the US storefront of the App Store so as not to impact Fortnite in other geographies. We did not take any action to remove the live version of Fortnite from alternative distribution marketplaces in the EC," and EC stands for European Commission. I think that's just another way of saying the EU. Okay, so basically it's kind of a he said, she said kind of thing, so to speak. Fortnite is saying that Apple is blocking their submission to the Apple App Store, whereas Apple is saying, no, we're not really wanting to do that. It's due to a technical issue. I guess Epic was wrapping Epic Sweden's new update with the actual US storefront, and Apple is saying that could cause problems. Who's right? I don't know. Right away, we've gotten some pretty interesting reactions in the replies to this post. Already, people are saying that, yeah, this whole situation, it doesn't look like it's getting any better. And on Reddit, I'm seeing that people are theorizing that this is definitely planned by Apple. Now, of course, this is just speculation, but people are saying that Apple could be stalling. They continue to want to fight this, allegedly. They still apparently don't want Epic to have any control over the market that is the iOS ecosystem. It is kind of odd, though, because this whole problem seemed to be around not allowing third-party app stores like the Epic Games Store on iOS devices, because then Apple could not charge any fees or commission. So to me, it's kind of weird that they would not want to theoretically have Fortnite on the actual App Store, because I think they could still gain commission fees from that. It's up to anybody's guess as to why overall they seem to still be resisting this. But due to the angry judge that we got a couple weeks ago in that filing, and now with what Apple is doing, I don't know. I mean, if they keep this up, if they keep finding excuse after excuse not to allow Fortnite on the App Store, things could get very interesting very quick. I'm seeing that the official date that Fortnite was submitted to the App Store was, people are saying April 9th. That was exactly a week ago from today. But then they pulled the submission due to an update, I guess, that happened today. And then apparently after they submitted it this time, it was blocked after just a few hours. I don't know. I mean, with that filing on April 30th that found Apple in civil contempt of court, as I said, they were being referred to another court to see if criminal contempt was necessary. This is something that very much could affect that decision. I don't know when that decision is going to be made, but this is going to, however you spin it, it's going to show Apple further seeming to, not want to comply and not wanting Epic to really have any space device on the iOS ecosystem. I don't know what's next here. I guess we will just have to see if another submission is made and if Apple, maybe yet again, makes another excuse for striking it down. And if that's the case, and maybe if that happens over and over, we will see if eventually something broader happens, maybe again involving the court.